So those are for loops where we're doing something a certain number of times, whether it's a number of times we specify or if it's do it for each element in a list. We've also got while loops. And remember, while loops basically say keep doing this whilst this is true. So keep going around until this no longer becomes true. So here I've got an example of a piece of code that says sets up a variable, a Boolean variable called correct, and it assigns a value of false. So we use the capital F on false there. That will Python will interpret that as a Boolean now because it recognises false and true as Boolean values. So it's said, okay, I've got a variable, I've got my box called correct, and in that I've put in a Boolean value of false. I'm now going to set up a while loop here that says, I want you to keep doing this whilst it's false. So I say while correct, so the name of the variable I've set up here is strictly equal to false. So equals equals, remember, means equals in the conventional sense, not assignment. So this means set false to the value as the value for the variable correct. This means correct is strictly equal to false. So whilst that's true, which is going to be at the start because we've just put false into correct, so it's going to run at least once. If I was to put while correct strictly equal to true, this would never run because it's not true, it's false. We've already said that up here. But whilst it's false, use my colon, again we get an indentation. So do all of this in the while loop and do all of this and keep doing all of this whilst correct is false. So the first thing it's going to do is it's going to get an input from the user saying to type yes if Dan is the best. If it then reads in that answer, and it needs to be all in block capitals because somebody needs to be very emphatic about it, then we've got an embedded if statement in here. So it'll run this piece of conditional logic. If the answer is yes, then it'll run this piece of code here. Well, it'll say, yep, that's the correct answer. And it'll then change correct to true. So what will happen then is if that was yes that was input by the user, the else bit won't run. It reaches the end of the while loop. It now goes to loop back round, but now correct has been changed to true, so it won't run again. If, however, the user inputs anything other than yes in block capitals, then this bit of the if statement won't run, which means correct will remain as false. Instead, they'll just get a print message saying think hard and try again, and it'll go back round again. And it'll keep going back round until this bit of the if statement changes correct to true. And that's the point at which that will be the last run of the while loop.